Good afternoon. I am having my second coffee for the day. It's a little bit late. It's after 1 and I try not to have coffee after midday, but I just kind of needed it today. I had one at about 8 a.m. so I'm trying to drink my coffee between 8 a.m. and midday. I don't have coffee on an empty stomach anymore. I've heard that's not really good for you, so I always have like a protein shake or something really early, and then I'll have coffee later on, and I usually have it with breakfast now. So I'm gonna have this second one and hopefully it's not gonna make me too caffeinated and I'll be able to sleep later tonight. But I am trying to have a productive day today. I feel like I've done a fair bit this morning. I did a bunch of finance tracking from last year for my tax, which, oh, so much fun. I love that. I've been trying really hard to get on top of it this year. I use my budget planner that I've talked about before and it has made such a difference. So I've been all over tracking my personal finances this year. I still need to do just a little bit on the business side of things, but I'm getting there. I'm almost caught up, and I've talked about this life to-do list that I made back in January. It's just in Notion, and I just kind of categorized my entire life and just kept putting down everything that I could think of that needed to get done into this list so that I have this big visual space where I can see everything. I have done so much on this list. It's insane. There's not a lot left. There's still just a few bigger, more like financial tax things that take so much time that I have to do. And then there's all these new projects and things that I want to work on, which I'm really excited about. But since the beginning of the year, and part of my 2023 goals was to just completely organize my entire life and put all of these systems and habits in place to be more organized, which I'm really happy about because it's actually working for once. I think one of the things around that is about a year ago, I noticed myself coming out of a lot of anxiety that I once had. I used to be anxious 24/7, and I started seeing a psychologist 3.5, almost 4 years ago. And through all of the work that I've done in the last couple of years, I now almost never have anxiety. It's insane. I never thought I would get to this place where I'm just feeling calm and content like 99% of the time. Occasionally things will come up and I'll be stressed out, but for the most part, I don't really have any anxiety. And they say that when you work through healing things, as you come out the other side and you're not in that anxious space anymore, you kind of just crash and you end up really exhausted. And that happened to me last year. I think maybe from about, I want to say, April last year until September, I was so exhausted. The most that I could do was really maintain uploading YouTube videos, and I felt like I was failing and that I wasn't doing enough, but it was all I could really do at that time. And then in September, I started to build back up a little bit of momentum and I was able to keep pushing through. But the problem is I kind of neglected a lot of stuff, and I have just spent since May last year untangling this mess that I'd created for myself and trying to get everything all organized. And I feel like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, that all of this stuff that was kind of a backlog is almost done, and now I get to start on all of these new things, which I'm really excited about. Fortunately, I kind of got hit with the whole like anemia at the end of last year, so that slowed me down a little bit. But now that I'm here, I've had my iron infusion and I'm settled. I am so motivated, and I have got more work done in the last week and a half of being here in Austin than I think I've done in like an entire month before now. And it's making me so happy and so excited to see where I'm finally at. So I'm gonna jump in and actually do one of my budget planners. Someone has requested it in Japanese yen, so I need to make that planner for them and package it up and send it off to them. So that's where I'm gonna start. This is my budget planner spreadsheet. This is in Google Sheets. It comes in 6 different colors. This color is called pistachio, and I've already done the annual page. I've already put that into yen, but I do need to do January through December. So as I said, I'm gonna do that now and package it up and send it off to the customer. I'm all done. The currency has all been changed, and this is the PDF you get when you make the purchase and it becomes available as a download. The original PDF has 3 buttons. It has dollar, pound, and euro, but for any of the custom ones, it just comes with a singular button. So this here is a button. It is clickable and it will open into a web browser page, and then you click make a copy, and then you have access to the budget spreadsheet. Anyway, now that that is done, I'm gonna do some personal chores like clothes washing because I really need to do it. One of the really annoying things about living out of a suitcase is I go through my clothes really quickly. Like I have 3 pairs of leggings, and those are the only 3 pairs of leggings that I have with me. And because I live in leggings and I don't really wear much else, it means that my clothes pile is quite small, but I believe the washing machine actually can detect the size of the pile and then use water and washing time accordingly, which is really cool. So pop this in the machine. Washing machine is on, and while I'm on the topic of doing clothing related chores and stuff, I'm gonna do something that is not exactly at the top of my to-do list, but it's on my to-do list and I just really want to do it. Before I do that, I realized that in my last video I never mentioned the name of my friend whose house I'm staying at. Don't ask me why I didn't say her name, but it's Bronwyn. And if you've been around for a while, you know who Bronwyn is. The last time I saw her was in August when she came to stay with me for a little while in Toronto. And then we met years ago when she lived in Melbourne, and then when I moved to Toronto, we reconnected and we became friends. And then about a year ago, she moved here to Austin, and so I haven't seen her in about 6 months. I haven't seen Flynn, one of the kitty cats, in over a year, and Haru, I'd never met Haru before until now, which is a bit of a backstory to why I'm holding a giant lint roller. So one of the things I get to do while I'm here is help her run her skincare business. Her website is called Coeliac, and she stocks incredible Korean skincare products, but she's also just created and launched her own skincare product. It is a face oil. It is amazing. And I am packing the orders. And so yesterday I packed up a bunch of orders and I took them to the post office. When I was out, I ended up going into Walmart and picking up this giant lint roller because being here with the cats, my black clothes, particularly my gym leggings, always end up covered in fur. And I've been meaning to grab a lint roller to take with me on my journey so that I can tidy myself up before I leave the house. And one of the things I've been wanting to do is this coat. Not that I need to wear this coat anytime soon here in Austin because it's like 29 degrees each day and it's beautiful weather, but I will need it when I go back to Toronto. And it's been the coat that I've been lugging around with me, and I just, while I was in Japan, I really wanted a lint roller and I never got around to it, so I'm doing it now because it's just something that I really want to do. Anyway, that was a long-winded backstory as to why I have a giant lint roller and I'm going to lint roll my coat. I'm making progress. It's taking a lot of sheets off this roll. This is also a really, really good lint roller. I will try and link it down up below. Highly, highly recommend. This is fantastic. But yeah, this coat is taking a number of these sheets, but it is starting to look so much better. This coat is from Wilfred. I think I got it in 2019 and I love it. It's definitely like more fitted and much more structured. It's definitely my style. I like structured pieces a little more than oversized pieces because oversized can be really hit or miss on me. Like this shirt I was wearing in my last video. It's a little oversized and sometimes it doesn't look good. It's really hard for me to work with, but I try because sometimes I do like that oversized look. But making progress. I haven't even got to the back of the coat yet. I'm gonna get there. I also really should dry clean it because there's a mark just here, and you know, one of my other goals for 2023 is to start looking after my stuff more. So this is me working on that goal. I wasn't lying when I said I used a lot of sheets, but my coat is done, and as I said, it definitely needs to go to the dry cleaner because there is this little mark here near my thumb. And then I also did my blazer as well, which really definitely needs to go to the dry cleaner, but I also need to repair the lapels because the stitching has come undone just here, and this side is starting to come undone as well. So I really should try and find a dry cleaner to fix these up, but that's done. I think the washing machine is done as well. Like, it didn't take very long because there wasn't much in there. So I'm gonna clean up this paper and put the clothes in the dryer. myself some lunch. I'm just tossing up between whether I do like this chicken cooked salad that I've been doing or whether I make it a little more breakfast-like and do eggs. I think I'm gonna do the eggs because I'm feeling like eggs. I thought I would do a bit of a health update. If you've been following along, then you would know for the last couple of months I've been in and out of having doctor's appointments and blood tests and that kind of thing. So I felt really off at the end of last year and I decided to get all of my blood work done just to see what's going on, and it turned out I had severely low iron, so I started iron supplements. And then at the beginning of February, I had a consultation kind of appointment with a doctor in order to get an iron infusion, and she suggested that I be tested for celiac disease because it does run in my family. My cousins have celiac disease and my brothers seem to think that my dad had it, but I don't remember that. I ended up going back and getting more blood work done March? No, it was the end of February, so it was about 4 weeks ago. And the results for that test came back. My iron levels had increased a little bit. I went from 6.5 to 11, and 11 is still way on the lower end. But the things, I can't even think of what they're called, antibodies, is that what it's called, for the celiac disease came back as positive, I guess. I tried to research it and understand it. I believe there's positive and negative, and then there's also different levels once you've tested. And so one of them, the IgG is really, really high, and it's suggestive of celiac disease. So really I need to have a biopsy of my intestines, but now that I've left Australia, that's not something I can do there. I did kind of look into doing it here, but at this stage, it seems like I probably do have celiac disease. And eating gluten doesn't make me sick, but it's potentially, I guess, contributing to the malabsorption of nutrients, which is why my iron levels were so low. So I'm thinking that maybe I try out a gluten-free diet for a while, and when I do get around to being able to get a biopsy, I will then start eating gluten again, because you need to eat gluten in order to be able to have a biopsy or to be able to have even the blood test that I already had. So I think that might be my thing. I don't know. I don't know much about it. If anyone else out there is gluten intolerant or celiac, please share some advice or some insight about what you think I should do. How did you find out? How do you go about it? Do you have any recommendations for food and things like that? I don't eat a lot of processed foods anyway, and most stuff I eat is gluten-free. It's just a few things like my bagels. I love my bagels, but they are not gluten-free, so I've decided I'm not gonna eat the rest of those, and I have some gluten-free bread instead. The pasta I bought the other day is gluten-free, so I'm thinking that might be the plan, just for a little while, until I figure out when and where I'm gonna get a biopsy, and then I can, as I said, reintroduce the gluten and do that whole thing. But I don't know, can anyone like help me out here, because I'm not entirely sure, and I know that I should be speaking to my doctor instead of everybody else out there, but I'd appreciate the help and the insight into what it's like. I like to boil my slices of potato before I put them in the frying pan so that they've cooked the whole way through, and then all I have to do is throw them in the frying pan for a minute or two just to crisp them up a little bit. Welcome to the most boring meal ever. It's tomato, potato, chicken, 2 eggs, and some spring onions. Super boring, but it totally does the job, and I am starving. I've been watching The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, kind of. I wouldn't really call it watching, it's just been background noise, but I currently have it on at the moment. Somewhere in season 2, I don't know, I started it yesterday. I'm gonna keep watching this and eat my food. I'm gonna throw on a dishwasher really quickly because I'm pretty sure this is every single plate and I have none left for dinner. So I'm gonna throw this on and I'm gonna see what these cats are up to, because I like to play with them throughout the day. I mean, I like it, they like it. It's good for both of us. Hello, Haru. What are you doing? You are so cute. He's always at me for food. He's just one of those cats. Oh, there goes the dishwasher. He's also very meowy and very affectionate. And then little Flynn, who I like to call Flynnigan, he is a little more independent, a little shy, but he's been meowing at me because I think he wants to play. Do you want to play, Flynn? wanna play. Look at you, you're so cute. If I throw this mouse, will you go get it? Well, Haru will go get it. Yes, you're so meowy. I can't feed you. I was just about to start playing with this thing. It's a laser pointer. It's also a torch as well, but the light was really dim, so I figured it needed to have the battery changed. Turns out it's a USB chargeable laser pointer, so I am going to let that charge for a minute. The second I picked it up, their ears pricked up and we're like, oh my God, I'm ready to play. They love this thing. I've let it charge for about 15 minutes and I think it's enough. Yeah, before when I did this, you couldn't even see it. It was fading into nothing. So this is their favorite toy. And I just sit here and I usually hold it in the one spot and then one of them will run to it. It works better over here where it's not right next to the window because the window light kind of washes it away. But at nighttime, oh my gosh, so much fun. There you go, Haru. You ready to come play? I think we're done. You guys all done? Y'all worn out? They'll come back when they're ready to play. They always do. They come and just like scream at me, meow at me. And then we get up and we play with the laser pointer and then they just go back to chilling out. Right guys? Right? Well, I'm gonna go and get some work done. I decided to come and sit on the couch and do some video editing for my next upload. That coffee looks so tempting, but I do know that it is far too late in the afternoon now to have a coffee. I think it's time to go for an afternoon walk. My morning walk didn't happen this morning because I went to the supermarket instead. So I need to get the steps in and, well, there you go. It is 5:53, so it is definitely time to go for a walk. I'm gonna jump up, pop on my sneakers, and go and get these steps in. Got back from my walk. I didn't go for very long, but it's the end of the day and I am going to wind down. Hey Flynn, what are you doing? What's on your foot? Hi Flinny. Flynn doesn't like being held very much, but can I please see what's on your foot? What is this? Oh my God, what is that? I don't think it was anything. It looked like something was stuck in his paw that was black, but I think it was just fluff because it just disappeared and he's okay. So anyway, it is the end of the day. I am ready to take off my makeup. I don't even really know what it looks like, but update on the whole primer situation. So it's actually not that bad considering my makeup has been on all day. I used the Milk primer yesterday morning and I did not like it. I ran my finger across my jawline and it all just pilled up. So I washed my face and I started again. And then I used the Rare Beauty primer and I love it. I think I'm actually gonna go and buy the full-size version of it because the first thing I noticed with it, I wasn't creasing on this side of my mouth and this side hasn't creased that much either. The eyeshadow has like a teeny little bit, but it is also the end of the day. It does not crease within half an hour or an hour like it did before. I'm just gonna start removing my makeup because I'm so ready to take it off and go and have a shower. This is the Fig Cleansing Balm from it's a Korean brand. It's amazing. I've used this many times before and it's from the Glow Atelier website. And I do love a good cleansing balm. Actually, before I get my fingers all dirty, I ended up yesterday when I was out going to Walmart, went back to TJ Maxx and I picked up an eyelash curler. Whoops, I just threw that. I picked up an eyelash curler and I also picked up a new mascara because I bought a L'Oreal mascara while I was in Japan and I hate it. So I'm back to the Maybelline Colossals. Any of the Maybelline mascaras are amazing. I like them. Anyway, a few of the changes that I made include less foundation on my eyelids, which is perfect because it was just caking up too much on my eyelids and then it was creasing within half an hour, whereas it has creased nowhere near as much as it normally does and it's been all day. And then I also have a lot of dry skin. I noticed just here in this little archway. I don't know what to do about that, how to deal with that, what I'm gonna do, but that's something I have to deal with. And then I think what I'm gonna do is maybe change to a more hydrating and maybe a lightweight foundation, like maybe even a BB cream or CC cream, or I don't even know what they are these days. And maybe use like a more full coverage concealer just here because here is where I have all my broken capillaries and across my nose as well. It's just part of my autoimmune disease, unfortunately, having lots of broken capillaries. Upside is I very rarely get pimples, only usually maybe a couple around my period, but outside of that, my face is generally pretty clear except for the broken capillaries, which I don't like. And I do want to cover, and it's always been a full coverage foundation, but I just don't think it's working for me anymore. Anyway, point of all of this is I really quite like the Rare Beauty primer. I'm probably going to go and get the full-size version of that, and when I do, I'm also going to get some samples of some lightweight foundations and whatnot to give that a go and see what happens. So I'm going to finish taking off my makeup, I'm going to go and have a shower, and I will see you guys very, very soon.